Being traded for an NHL superstar can put a lot of pressure on the player, especially when that person is a draft pick going back to the Oilers and the LA Kings deal in 1988. Now, multiple draft picks, multiple money, various players went from LA to Edmonton in the Gretzky deal, with Krushelnyski and McSorley joining Wayne in LA. But this player seemed to be a good fit for Edmonton. He took him 16 overall in the last part of the Gretzky deal. It was a number one draft pick in 93. But Nick Stajoir, born in Kitchener December 6, 1974, didn't really pan out in the NHL despite immense talent. Now, 6 foot 207 defenseman, first came to major problems with the London Knights, a very, very strong team at the time. Now, eventually he only played 2 games for Edmonton, largely bouncing around the minor leagues. Now, according to Hockey News, he played probably his best hockey in the minors with the Cape Breton Oilers, but that time there was hampered by a certain off-ice instance. We're going to get into that pretty soon. This also included 3 years in the minors in the East Coast Hockey League with the Pensacola Ice Pilots, as well as the Memphis River Kings of the CHL and the Flint Generals of the UHL. Now, in his career, he played again for London Knights, Cape Breton Oilers, Edmonton during Stajoir's spell with the Cape Breton Oilers. He was allegedly sucker punched in the back of the head, an injury that left him concussed and delayed his start the following season. Now, London, his best season was after his draft year. In 93, he had 61 points in 49 games, but 94 put up some dynamite numbers, 86 points in 52 contests, including 34 goals. Cape Breton, his first year in the older system. In 95, he had 38 points in 54 games. Now, 96 was a weird year. He played 46 games for Team Canada internationally with 28 points in 46 contests. 2 goals in 8 games with the Cape Breton Oilers that year, and 2 games with Edmonton in the NHL with 4 minutes and penalties. 97, he split time between the Hamilton Bulldogs, the Quebec Rafales, and the Pensacola Ice Pilots, putting up 12 goals in 48 games, including 31 points. And also played in Pensacola's postseason, where he had 7 points in 12 games. 98, he split time between Pensacola of the ECHL, Port Wayne of the IHL, Cincinnati of the AHL. Final totals that year, 6 goals and 14 points in a regular season, and played again in the playoffs with Pensacola with 26 points in 19 games. That year he had 47 contests in that campaign. 99, split time with Pensacola and the Louisiana Ice Gators, 63 games, 12 goals, 36 assists for 48 points, and played with Louisiana in the postseason. 2000 with Flint, probably his best minor pro year. He had 26 points in 15 playoff games and 71 big points in 67 games, including 22 goals. 01, multiple teams again. Memphis River Kings of the CHL, 54 points in 36 games. Idaho Steelheads, 7 points in 7 games for the WCHL team, 6 points in the playoffs, and of course wrapped up his career with the Houston Aeros, the second incarnation, as I call it, the Corey LaRose of Campbellton Houston Aeros, with 16 penalty minutes in 22 games. Final AHL totals, 43 points in 86 games. Final NHL totals, 2 games, no points. In ECHL, decent numbers, 84 points in 112 games, including 25 goals and 35 points in 36 playoff games. Now, also played at the World Juniors, had a good event there in 94, 5 points in 7 games. Now, Nick is basically, will be remembered as probably what they call a lost draft pick of the mid-1990s, although he would have been a good second or third rounder. I think Edmonton should have drafted him, but not so high. But then again, he was showing up some decent numbers. And you got to understand, the OHL was highly scouted. The Hockey News, I think at one point, had him a top 15 prospect. So it wasn't too far off where he was drafted 16 overall. And Edmonton loves big, rugged defensemen, so taking a chance. So that's the short but interesting career. Well, I mean NHL career, but a good minor league career of Nick Stajoir, a very, very talented player. You can't play with all these teams. And again, look at it as we were talking. The OHL, the AHL, internationally, ECHL, the IHL, ECHL or the UHL, the CHL, and the WCHL. So to play, and again, wrapping up at Houston, to play with all these teams, you got to be good. Someone must want you, but he was the 9th defenseman maybe in Edmonton's depth chart at the time, and Edmonton wasn't carrying 9 defensemen at the time, maybe 6 or 7. So just barely miss having a decent up and down NHL career, but he tried him and probably didn't see what he wanted to see when he drafted him, and that happens. It doesn't take away from his talent, but playing the NHL is easy, but staying there is hard. It's a hard goal, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like what we're doing here with our Wayne Gretzky podcast, talking about different aspects of his career, let us know with a like, comment, or subscribe. Keep your stick on the ice, and don't forget, free agent frenzy is continuing. There's a lot of good free agents out there. Your favorite team might pick up somebody a la the Max Pacioretty deal recently to unload contract. Thanks for listening. Bye.